Hi, welcome to Laura View and Tarot 2. I am really glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. Yesterday, the first official portrait of King Charles was unveiled, and what a stunning image it was. It immediately caused a lot of chatter, even in the alt media community, and I wanted to explore the topic a little bit today. So let's go to a compilation. I have just 3 items, and we'll see what I'm talking about, and we'll find out what the universe wants us to know about this rather unusual portrait. Here it is, larger than life size in real life. It's, I believe, 7 feet tall. This is what was unveiled as the first official portrait of King Charles. I immediately checked out the fingers to see if there were sausage fingers, and they are a little that way, but not excessively so. So, because I was trying to figure out which King Charles had sat for the portrait. I noticed that the butterfly was probably one of the images that was done as clearly and without being obscured or um, uh, hard to define was the face, the butterfly, and the hands. And then in the background, it just looked like, if I could just focus in a little bit, or like I was probably getting lots of information here on a subconscious level. But I wondered what would happen. And I knew that the Anons would, if there was something to find, and it may take us a while, but they would find it. And sure enough, they did. Now, one of the ways they did, let me show you. 5 times 17 has said, think mirror. And sure enough, that's what some savvy Anons immediately did with this picture. Now, Robert Wakefield, author and I believe truth seeker, had this to say, that he thought he saw 3 demons here when we do a mirror image of that portrait. Now, I don't have the name of whoever came up with this, but they said it was a lizard. And certainly that's what I see the most defined here, especially because it kind of matches head level. We've got the head with the pointy tops here. You can see a pelvis. To me, it looks like that, but I can also see, again, those demon heads in here. So quite an interesting image. There may be more that people discover as time goes on, but within 24 hours, thinking mirror, some interesting observations have been made about this portrait. So I would like to ask the universe if there's insights and information to be had about this official portrait of King Charles. By doing that, it won't matter who sat for it or anything. We want information about the portrait. So, but I'd like to add a yes or no element to the question. So I'm going to say, were white hats at play in the composition and content of the, for choosing the background or saying it needs to show this or this needs to be a background image, that kind of thing? Were white hats involved with the this portrait in any way? So we're looking for a yes or no element, and then other insights and information about it. Certainly, when you think mirror, it gets really interesting, doesn't it? Funny how that team always had some little things that kind of nudge us towards truth and observations that were really relevant years in advance. God bless them. Okay, I'm going to switch the camera. You can watch me work with the cards and we'll find out together. Again, if white hats had a hand in this, or black hats, we'll see which tends to show up, plus other insights and information about this unusual portrait. I'm like you folks. I'm tired of the movie. I think the war's already been won. But when we find items of interest that can maybe still shake some people out of complacency, make them think, and certainly this would be a fitting portrait for posterity once things change for the positive and people know what Princess Diane said, these people are not human, and they can start a whole series of these Portrait from the Gates of Hell of these Rothschild monarchs. Okay, our first card is the Tower. Then we have Justice. Do you think the White Hats were involved? Absolutely. We have the Seven of Cups, King of Swords, the Three of Swords. I'm going to move these, but I don't want them to leave the camera at any point. Okay, then we have the Three of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay, we have two major arcana showing up here about the topic. Okay, just letting us know that things have changed for the monarchy. This the monarch butterfly in the portrait, I believe, tends to be telling us that there's been a transformation, that original is no longer on the earthly plane, which dives with some other alt media chatter that we've had. Okay, so, and the Justice has been part of the process. So yeah, he's long gone. The red background and stuff, definitely White Hats were involved, definitely, because we've got the King of Swords here. And then they're letting us know that that change is in the past. It's happened here at the Seven, time apart. So he was separated and has been dealt with. And in such a way, just like with his mother, that there can be no jumping of body jumping, so that it is truly a finality and they're no longer on this earthly plane. Now, moving forward, they're going to continue to let a lookalike or stand-in or some kind of impersonator hold that place until other developments are ready and disclosures will be made. But I'm getting a feeling it's not that far in the future. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. And why I say that is we're going to be celebrating, not in a major way, but celebrating in the near future. And we have a pleasant surprise on the way about this topic of what has happened with that member of the royal family and where he's gone. But definitely, White Hats took care of some justice. And I think of that as a White Hat Alliance, a worldwide global alliance. Let's get two more cards and see if there's more information. I feel like the universe has been kind of chatty actually about this. We have the Eight of Cups, pardon me, Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So just again, we've got some masters at work within the alliance that are really excellent at what they've done and I think they deserve all the kudos in the world for taking on an evil that had millennia to entrench. And to do so, we think, that 60 years has been too long, but my gosh, the what they had to smell is just incredible. The Queen of Cups is telling us use our emotional intelligence. Again, with this in all situations where she lands on top of the Justice card and the King of Swords, though. Again, just understand, use your intelligence. Even though we'd like to see some televised judicial proceedings, absolutely, we'd like to see those. We'd like them on a loop. And that day may be coming, but until then, use your emotional intelligence and understand, again, there's a reason why these strategies are played out this way, why lookalikes are in play. I just get offended that those lookalikes have the power and authority that the original one did, or at least it seems like they do. And I hope it's just that it seems like they do, but that's what offends my sensibilities. Not that we need placeholders until everything's ready. That's just like when you're lined up on the football field and they say, hi, you know where you're going. But right at the starting line, you all, you're holding that pose and ready to go. So we got people holding those poses, and that's okay with me if they don't wield the power and authority and do the shenanigans that the originals did. So there we have it. And again, an explanation of why I keep an eye even on the 2.0s, because some of them do seem to have some power and authority that they misuse, especially, and very much so when they've been replaced by the deep state. Deep state for deep state is just going to do bad things. So there we have it. To recap, yesterday there was an official portrait unveiled of King Charles, and it was a rather unusual type of image. We looked at it, then we thought mirror, like Team 17 told us 5 different times to do, and looked at some results that happened when people thought mirror with that image. Then we asked the universe, were white hats or the alliance involved in some way with this portrait? And are there other insights and information the universe wanted us to have? Well, first of all, there's a tower moment involved with this. Okay, maybe the unveiling actually signified that the original had lain in state long enough that there could be no body jumping or something, but definitely it was indicative of a tower moment for the monarchy. And justice came right across from it. So the 2 major arcanas that showed up for this showed up about the topic. Now we had a confirmation with the King of Swords that the white hats were involved. Absolutely involved. The recent past showed the 7 of Cups. And that was the card that kind of nudged my intuition to say maybe they had to do with Charles what they did with his mother and keep him separated and in stasis long enough that there could be no body jumping type of incident. There's not going to be a disclosure yet. They're going to still have stand-ins and lookalikes play the parts of this and so many other characters. And as I explained during the reading, that's why even if they're 2.0s or 3.0s, I keep my eye on them and we'll do the reads about them. We do it in such a way that we can get information about the actions of the person currently in that role, whether it's 46 or Elon or whoever. So that's why people say, hey, it's the war's been won. We're just waiting for things to happen. Well, again, if the people that are standing in, especially when they're replaced by the shenanigans gang and allowed to do shenanigans, we want to keep an eye on. And then sometimes we could just celebrate, like the changes that someone has made in the process of being replaced by a placeholder by the white hats. So getting a little deep, now don't mean to take a rabbit trail there, but I think if you watch me regularly, you can kind of follow along with that conversation. But ultimately, we're told to, in the near future, we're going to be doing some celebrating. This isn't a major celebration card, okay? It also might have been a nod to the fact that the original used the party substance. Undoubtedly, I'll bet he did. But in the near future, we have a pleasant surprise coming, one that we are going to celebrate, and just a nod the fact that those who oppose this evil, the ones that stay behind the scenes, they're masters and masterful, and there's more to come. There's more projects that are in the works. There's more results to be had. And like I said, kudos to them for doing in decades, undoing what took millennia for evil to put into place. Now let's get her done, right? And move on to a much better reality with a lot less on our shoulders and a lot more health and abundance and a chance to, if you thought the awakening that happened during the lockdowns was something, because that's what really sparked a lot of people was those lockdowns. Just wait until people don't have to worry about survival on a daily basis. It's going to be amazing. People are going to be so enlightened, and they're going to be choosing to grow towards a definite trajectory towards the light. I can't wait. I'm glad I'm here to see some of it. I hope this mortal being gets to see so much of what we talk about and know is coming, because you know what? God wins and nothing can stop what is coming. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for your time. If you're a subscriber, I thank you for that. If you've resubscribed, you really have my admiration. And keep pressing that like button until it turns over a number, if you would, please. I appreciate that. And just laugh at the shenanigans. That's what I do. I don't let it derail me. I don't let it impact my day. I know that people that need to see or hear what I have to say will see and hear it. Until next time, if you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright.